Cafe. Have you ever felt that you lack confidence when you're trying to work with your animal companion, your dog, your horse, your cat? I bet you have. I know I have. Well, guess what? You're in the right place for magic, special tips from Tinkerbell, and confidence all coming up. But first, if you're new, please write new in the comments so I can say hi to you and everybody in the group can say hi. We want to welcome you. And if you don't know me, my name is Janet Dobbs, where my greatest joy is to help you discover your unique way that you receive communication from animals and all beings. So today, we have a really special guest, my dear friend Diann Alexander. Her first love has always been animals, especially horses and dogs. I bet you can relate to that a little bit. One special little Yorkie changed Diann's life forever. Even though she had taught voice, performance skills for decades, nothing compared to the true communication lesson shared by the remarkable 8-time agility champion, advanced trick performer, and Diann's forever soulmate, Tinkerbell. So please, without further ado, we're going to welcome Diann Alexander. So
Hello,
welcome, Diann.
everybody.
I'm so happy that you're here with us.
I am so excited to be here too. It was so funny when Tinkerbell first came in my life. I wasn't looking for a dog. We had lost our first dog about a
Mm.
year ago, and my husband was so heartbroken. He said, "No more pets. No more pets. I don't want any more pets." And I had one of those little, those divine things you hear in your ear that said, "Go look at the used saddles and pet the puppies." And I went, "Who's talking to me? Where is that?" Well, all I have to do is go to the grocery store. So I never did get to the saddle store, but where there was these puppies, I went, "Oh, I need a puppy fix." So I reached down in and got this little black thing that fit right in my hand. And I went
Oh.
like this, and she positively melted on me. She melted on me. I said, "Oh, I don't know what you are. All I know is that you're mine." And it was so funny because I knew my husband didn't want another puppy. And so I called him up and I said, "Honey, there's this puppy." And there was silence. And then he said, "Did you get her yet?" And I said, "No, I would never get her without talking to you. Come look at her. Make sure I'm not just being hormonal." And he said, "Why? You know you're going to get her." So he came and he looked at her with this on his face. And so we went to lunch. I said, "Well, let's just make sure that this feels like the right thing." In the meantime, I'm crying. I'm just sobbing because I didn't understand what was happening, but it was a divine inspiration. She was
Mm.
always supposed to have been mine. She found me. She had only been in that place for, I think, a day. And it's
Oh.
like when I found her and she found me, they were all tears of recognition. Well, I didn't know any of this back then. And so we went to lunch and I'm crying and I'm crying. And the waitress comes over to take our order. And my husband goes, "I want you to know I had nothing to do with those tears." And so they're laughing. And so we explain about the puppy. And the waitress says, "My grandmother was a breeder of championship Yorkshire Terriers. And her name was Tinkerbell." And I went, "That's her name. You gave it to me too." And so, long story short, you have to trust those inner instincts and the communication that Janet talks about, that we all talk about. Those inner instincts are just something we feel like, "Oh, well, that can't be something I'm not feeling up here." Well, it really isn't up here. It really is
Mhm.
here in your body. It's in your gut. It's in your heart. It's in your knowing. It's not in your thinking. And so 16 and a half years later, I didn't know what agility was. I didn't even know what a Yorkie was. All I knew is that when I picked up that little ball of love and light and she melted on me, that she was mine. That's all that I knew. And I'd never even had a puppy before. We'd always rescue dogs. And so I said, "What do you do with a puppy?" So this adventure began of all sorts of things I'd
Mm.
never done. At the obedience school where you go to learn puppy manners, because I'd never done that either, there were these odd obstacles, these odd things, tunnels and weird things that you jump over and do things over, and or have bars that you go in between. And I said, "What are these?" And we started to play a little bit, and at that moment, there it was. The whole
Ah.
whole field opened up, and we started to take classes because You may or may not know, but Yorkshire Terriers are really smart and they've
Mm-hmm.
got a lot of energy. So you need to do things with them in order to keep them active and engaged and to keep that bond going. So when we did that, I had no idea what it was going to lead to. And all of a sudden, a new friend popped in my life and she said, "Wouldn't you really like to go to the invitational?" And I go, "What's an invitational? What's an invitational?"
Yes,
"Well,
what
if
is
you're
an
going, I'll go.
invitational?
I like you." So, well, what an invitational is, the AKC Invitational is where the top 5 dogs in every breed are selected over their what they've done, their qualifications during the year to compete at this national level. Only five Yorkies, only 5 Papillons,
Oh,
only 5, whatever it is, the top 5. And so I said, okay, well, we'll try. So that meant we start showing every weekend, trialing. And oh my goodness, it was so fun. And for me, it was just more things to do to get better about talking with her. And so what I would love to do right now is show you what that is and then come
okay.
back and tell you a little bit about our
Okay.
journey, about how we got there.
Okay,
If
so
you
here
could
we
you play
go.
the yeah,
This is
you
it.
got it.
Yeah.
This is our
Yeah.
very first run at our very first national competition. And I'm
Wow.
looking around saying, what are we doing? And Chink goes, I'm going now.
Oh, wow.
And
Look at
I'm like,
her.
what? Yeah. Oh, such a little. Oh, she's having the best time in her entire life, boy.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Oh, where'd she go?
There she is. Kind of got a little off the. That's all right. But the teeter, they have to wait till the last second.
Oh, wow.
Comes around here, they have to know their entrance is really good. And it's all our language, our body language, our leaning,
Mhm.
everything that they see, because they never see these courses ever.
Oh, really?
We
I
get
never knew
eight
that.
minutes to walk them. We only get 8 minutes to walk them. They never see it. It's the joy in the moment and how we communicate with each other that gets us through. But that particular
Yeah.
video, we're being narrated. There's the national thing is saying, and here is the agility, beautiful Tinkerbell run, handled by Diann Alexander. I'm just playing with my dog, right? And from that first thing, you can see how much she grew. When we had our first couple classes, she was shy. She didn't want to go. She wanted to stay on the other side. She was, I don't know if I want to do this. I didn't want to know. So I wanted to share 3 different things that made us be successful and made us have the relationship that it was a dream relationship because I learned about me, we learned about her,
Mm.
we learned about how to communicate with each other. And what I've seen over the years is that in my world, in the agility world, people are really aware of a lot of these details that most people aren't if you don't do the sport, and they can make all the difference in how you connect with your animals. For instance, it's like talking. We tend to talk at them. You're going to do this and blah, 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 blah. And we talk at them. And the picture that comes to my mind is, Charlie Brown, where the teacher's talking and all they hear is, wah, 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 wah. And most of the time, that's what our dogs hear is, wah, 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 wah. They said, oh, they're talking again. Okay. Oh, squirrel. And they're off. So it's like we need to learn to talk their language.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't
Mm-hmm.
talk with words. They don't make no mouth. They make some sounds, and they can learn to
Yes.
recognize yours because they're experts at body language. That is what they do. And if you study any of it at all, you can tell if the tail is up and they're in the play position, it's good. If the tail's up, it's oh no, scare. If the tail's down between the legs and here and there. And those are really huge things for them. And many people don't read their dog at all. They don't notice how the dog's feeling in a particular case. And it's like if you can tune in and start to really look, how are they really responding to what it is you're saying or the situation and so forth, you're going to start to develop a way to connect with them so they can come back to you. Because the communication usually is me, you do what I want. Me, you do what I want. You're not doing what I want. Yank, yank, pull, pull. Whereas if you watch and see, oh, are they scared? Is the tail between the leg? Oh, are they looking at something over there? They're feeling worried another dog's going to get them. Or oh, over there, oh, there's a bunny. I got to chase it. I mean, if you really start watching, you're going to understand that their responses, as much as we think that they're all about us, most of the time aren't. They've got other issues around. And if you can get through their eyes and see what is it they're seeing. For instance, did
Yes.
you know, especially my little dog was, 8 inches at the shoulder. Okay, she was a little thing. People are up here and they're waving their arms. Here, go over here, go over here. I want you to turn. They see my ankles. Maybe they see my
Right.
knees. So I have to talk with her with where are my feet going? Where's my body language going? Because if I move my shoulders in the direction I want, my feet better follow, or she's not going to read that unless she's a fair distance across. And the other real thing that people in the language don't realize is you have to keep your communication with your dog all the time. Why? Because they're telepathic. They're getting the picture that you're thinking about. So if I'm thinking about, okay, I want you to go over that jump. Now, what's over there? They might say, oh, you just looked over there. Oh, so your attention went over there. Do you want me to go over there? And they'll miss the jump that you're looking at because your picture wasn't clear of what they want. And now all of a sudden you have simple as, oh, that's a big responsibility, but it's a great power. It's a great communication tool because now you're speaking their language. And it also is a great gift to you because you realize how scattered our thoughts can be. And the more clear we can be in our thoughts, the better the communication can be. And I'm sure that's a lot what you teach in your meditations, which is to become very quiet and listen. That's a very important piece. And then another really important piece too is in your head to be clear what you're doing. If we could play the second video, and I want,
Sure.
before we're just turn it on, this is what happens when you're not clear on your head and you're nervous. And
Right.
hopefully it will all be on the video. But
Oh, it
if you
will be.
watch the second jump, on the second jump, she goes way the wrong way, and it was because it's where my body was facing. She comes back on the wrong side of the jump. I try to bring her back around and go over, and I turn my body quickly. She went right with me, missed the jump a third time, and we tried it again. Here, no, this way. I turned quickly. She was right with me. She did exactly what my body said, but I was on to the next thing. She was following me. So she said, well, I don't know. I'll go around to the back and come back. We both did that thing 5 times before we got over the second
Well,
obstacle.
let's
And
take a look. We'll
we'll
see what
take a
you're
quick
talking
look
about.
and
So
then see what
here it
happens
comes.
after we got going. So
So
here we go. This is called
here it
Yikes.
is.
Wrong side of the jump. Around the jump. Okay, I'm following you, Mom. I'm following your feet. Now look, your feet went that way. I followed your feet. Well, what do you want? Okay, back jump. Okay. Oh, that's what you wanted.
Ooh, there she
But
goes.
now she's got it because now we're back on track.
But
She knows her
isn't it
jump. My
true
feet are
that
going in the right direction.
mm, but isn't it true like if you're clear in your mind and with your words they get that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the pictures are even stronger than the
Yeah.
words because
Yeah.
they think in pictures. And the
Exactly.
stronger the pictures can be, the clearer it can be because now that we're on track and I'm exactly showing her where to
Oh,
go. See how
beautiful.
fast she was, how fast we
Yeah.
were. I figured we already folded the round. Let's go as fast as we can. She had a blast,
Oh.
and so it's like in those moments, as much as you want to say, oh man, it's a national event, I messed up, no, no, no. Rather than that, it's like, oh, okay, there's information you can learn so that the next time it can
Hmm.
be clearer. Because if we were to take it apart, if you were an agility thing, you could see it. But even in my short directions, I think you saw my body language took me. My picture was on that next jump over there. My picture wasn't at all on the one I wanted her to take. It was here. Okay, you do that and I'll do this. And it can't be. We need to be on the same page on the same time. And a lot of times when people like are teaching tricks or even basic commands like sit, stay, so forth, they'll go off onto what's the next thing they want them to do, like hurry up and do the thing so I can give you the treat or whatever it is, rather than stay with the energy and picture what it is you want them to do so that
Hmm.
they have that
Hmm.
additional information and then give the treat to reward it. It's like we both talked about if you don't want your dog to jump on the couch, what are you thinking? Aren't you picturing them jumping on the couch?
Exactly.
So
Right.
it's kind of, we need to picture all 4 feet on the floor. And
Exactly.
it's the same kind of thing. So in the communication, I learned a ton about her, but I even learned way more about me, how
Hmm.
consistent I was in my thoughts,
Hmm.
how so often of the time I really was not aware or considerate of what she was thinking or where she was going or what she was doing. And in the times when we started to play together more and have
Mm.
it be a, okay, let's have the best time we can. I'm going to have one eye on you all the time to play. We started to get those performances like you saw in the first video. I love it. She kind of picked up like she had a wheelie. She was so excited to go. And even after we retired, it was coming into games and activities that we could do where we stayed fully present. And when she got older and she couldn't do as many things as we wanted her to do, simply that communication with, do you see me? I see you. Isn't this fun? She said, sure. What are we doing? I don't care. It's fun, isn't it? Yeah, it's fun. That was just so uplifting. And it's especially valuable when they're puppies or when they get older and they can't do what they did before. Because as you've probably seen in your parents or your grandparents, it's really tough when you get to a place where you can't do what you did before. And it's like, how can they feel like they have a job? How can they feel like they
Mm-hmm.
matter? How can they have that wonderful engagement? Which in the beginning, it wasn't the sport for Tinkerbell everywhere, ever. Some dogs it is. Border collies live to do it, but her, it was because we got to play together.
Mm.
So in that end, as you can tune in and see, they just want that interaction. They want your attention. They want the communication that says, yes, I love you. You're important to me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that gratitude is a key piece too.
And
So
so
anyway,
just really quick. So what I'm getting is your journey with her
mhm,
and her
mhm,
with you. But
mhm.
you talk about the confidence. So as you were learning, you were getting more confidence, right? So how did that help you with working with her? Did it give her more confidence?
Oh my goodness, yes, because in the beginning, she didn't want to do it at all. There were a lot of other dogs in the class. Our class was a night class. It was outside. There were all these smells and sounds all around that were very, very distracting. And it's kind of like, can I trust you yet? I don't know. There's that bigger dog over there. There's something that sounds like a coyote over there. I don't know. I don't know. And it was like finding to keep that real focus on what it is that they want, their body language, because they have what they see you do and they have their own body language. And we tend to not adjust our body language to help them. And something as simple as either getting down on their level or backing off the pressure. Pressure is when you lean forward, it's pressure.
Mm.
It's like, do this now. And if you back and say, oh, it's okay, you can come to me. Backing off the pressure gives them that space so that they can come to you. And that really, really increases your ability to have that confidence. And for her, it was the more fun we had, the more fun I could make it, even if she totally messed up. Yay, great try, let's try it again. The more confidence she had and the better a team we made. It was my job to make sure she had a good time and to be clear in my head.
Mhm.
And people just tend to treat them sometimes like they're all fine all by themselves, but really they're as sentient as we are. We're even
Mhm.
more than we are because they live in the present moment.
Mhm.
And this little piece of what you're doing right now, I'm talking to you all. Hello, everybody. I'm so happy you're here. And in this little moment right here is where they live. And it's like if you are, oh my gosh, I'm so worried. What if I miss that jump up? What comes after obstacle 4? They disengage because that's stress to them and they can't find what it is you're thinking about. So
Mhm.
that's their time when they get distracted about something. So if you truly want to build a skill, like come to me when I call you. So if you run in the street, you come to me at any given second so I know you're always safe. That you don't have a recall that goes off somewhere else, because I might say, come back, this is a good thing for you to do, but if you're not tuned into me because something else is stronger, that could be a
Right.
dangerous situation. And it comes from us, looking at their body language. Are they their hackles up or their tails down? Are they ready
Mhm.
to play? Are they looking at
Here.
you? Are they over here looking at what's going on there?
Sorry.
No, that's all right. But
Kitty's
in
in the
that time that
cafe,
it's all good.
knocking things over.
It's all good. So, so it's really like instead of talking at them, it's communicating. It's
Mhm.
got to be a
Mhm.
two-way street.
Yes.
And the last thing that I want to talk about, and then I'm happy to talk about any questions or anything that you want to. And this
Sure.
is the piece that people miss, even in agility.
What?
Even in agility, I say people not do this. It's like we get 8 minutes to walk the course.
Oh,
And I
okay.
will walk the course as a handler, but first, I walk the course over the obstacles like I was my dog. I walk over
Oh.
the course saying, how does the dog see it from this angle? If I'm over here being the handler, what are they going to see? We oftentimes a very different angle than if the obstacle is here and I'm coming at an angle this way and they're going up the thing this way. It could be a very different experience.
Mhm.
So once I started to learn to do that, my whole handling changed because I was looking at it from her point of view.
Mhm.
And I think that is probably the biggest thing I want to share for everybody today, in addition to really tune in and watch the body language, is take that next step. Look at it from their point of view. What are they
Absolutely.
seeing? And sometimes when I would have a difficulty learning how to handle something, I'd have my teacher say, be my dog. Or I'll
Mhm.
say, can I be your dog and you handle it so I can see what it is I'm supposed to do from her eyes? And my handling skills and our relationship went exponentially different from there. Absolutely exponentially on. And I would invite you to play that game with them. Now, I realize not everybody spent as much time with their dog as I spend with mine, which was like 24/7. But in the moments that you have, they savor those. They
Mhm.
savor those. And that becomes what you build your relationship on the whole time. So it's not just, yank, come over here. I want you over here. It's, hey, come on, isn't this fun? Don't you want to play with me? This is a really good thing to make it be a place that they want to come. And, oh, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling? So anyway, do you have questions for me or?
Well, for me, I have lots of questions always. But so, as you were sharing about agility, which I've never taken part in, which I find fascinating and just amazing, I love the connection between the human and the animal. One of the things that, for what I do communicating with animals, I always like to use examples of people working with horses or people working with their dogs. And
Mhm.
as you've already mentioned, if they think in pictures, so if we're picturing something like you were saying, you were 4 steps ahead, well, that's where they go too. And it's very confusing. But your words, you're saying be here, but your mind is going there. So the same with, whether you're working with a horse, you're working with a dog, and even, sometimes you try to train, work in those ways with cats and
Mhm.
birds and whatever, whoever, maybe even humans, I don't know. But if we can get really clear and calm and, not be worried, which
Mhm.
is really, it takes a lot of practice.
Mhm.
Especially if you're doing some kind of an eventing, what dogs or horses have eventing kinds of things like you're talking about. If you could become really clear, really calm, and what you like to talk about, the confidence, but picturing in
Mhm.
your mind and connecting with them, not just like
Mhm.
through the leash or through the reins, but heart to heart and then soul to
Mhm.
soul with them, becoming them. And like you described, you walk through the course as if you're them. So then they get that
Mhm.
picture as you're walking through the course. You're connected with your animal wherever they are,
Mhm.
and you're sending that
Mhm.
picture to them so they get that clear message. So
Mhm.
I kind of get the feeling that then you're confident because you walk the course, and at the same time, they're with you, even though they're not physically with you. They see,
Mhm.
so they too can be confident, and then you
Mhm.
can support each other. So is that kind of what you're talking about too?
That's even better than how I said it, Janet. And I did want to share too, I also did the horse thing. I've done dressage, I've done
Oh, wow.
jumping, I've done trail riding, I've done gymkhana, and it all came together because I had a very wonderful, very sensitive little Arab mare.
Mhm.
And the clearer I could be about what she wanted to do, and not just in my head, but in my body, to feel that calmness all the way down in my body, because in your legs and your seat and so forth, if we're all tense up and through here, I don't know that they even get to our picture because they're feeling all the tension.
Right.
But the more I could feel my body moving with her and create the picture of where I wanted to be, the clearer I could be, the better results we had.
Hmm.
Little funny thing about that, when I started doing gymkhana, actually all the time I did gymkhana, I did it in an English saddle. And at first, the people laughed at me because it's normally done in a Western saddle with a big old horn until we started winning because your balance is so good up there. And I learned so much from that. And also, you said with people, absolutely. I teach singers, I teach
Hmm.
speakers, I teach people who have to perform up on stage. The more present and one with the picture of what it is that you want them to feel, what it is that you want to communicate with them, what it is that you are
Mhm.
feeling to connect. Are you feeling them and you? It's not about you
Right.
going blah on everybody. Okay, it's not
It's
about
like,
one eye on them. Exactly. No, I don't want to give me a tissue. I need a tissue. But it's really about you have to catch what's the lay of the land. How is your dog in that day? It's like Tinkerbell had. If you see her pictures, she's not. You know, some dogs are always happy, or some dogs are always like. She had this huge amount of emotions, and sometimes they were reflective of mine, and sometimes it's just where she was at the spot. And sometimes I'd need to rev her up, and sometimes I need to calm and center her down. And if I just started the way I always started, there wouldn't be that communication. So
right.
having part of confidence is looking what's your audience doing, what's your partner doing, and then finding that connection again with the two of you working together. So for me, you're absolutely 100 right, Janet. It's with the dog, it's with the horse, it's with the people, it's with the performers, with their audience.
Mm.
The confidence really comes in the connection and your ability to be quiet, feel you, and feel them. So it's really a two-way street going all the
Yeah.
time. And there's way more listening to it than people realize. They think it's, oh, got to tell you this, I got to tell you this, I got
Right.
to tell you this. Actually, no. It's like probably what I'm doing right now. You ever hear somebody talk? They don't take a breath and I want, I want, I want. When you listen, it's like you're taking a breath and they can give you feedback back so you can receive it. And there's confidence on both ends if they know, because don't you feel more confident when someone that you feel heard, that someone got what you had to say?
Oh,
They're the same
absolutely.
way.
Yeah.
If they understand, oh, you heard me, then there's confidence on both sides, and that connection is it's unmistakable. You totally can feel that, and then you're off to the races, or wherever you want to be, or maybe just a good cuddle on the couch.
Right. Yeah, and I love what you just said. It kind of made me, in that moment, uh, we kind of we're all one in this together, in this life together, and wherever beyond, right? I mean, we're just, and if we can just open to that, and it doesn't have to be, it can be that silent language. It doesn't have to be blah 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 like we all humans tend to do. And lots of times we're in that silence, like you said, on
Better.
the couch, or maybe even in that practicing or just doing something together, or even walking together, having those quiet times where there's no jabbering from humans, and we're not on our cell phones. We're totally connected with them and being in the moment. It's so beautiful, and that's like really
And
deep communication too. Yeah,
I
sorry.
so love that you said that, because it's like I see so many people walking their dogs, then they're on their cell phone and they're ignoring them. What a perfect opportunity to have some one on one time with your dog and get your busy mind to be quiet too, to commune with nature. They're present. I think one of humans' biggest difficulties is learning how to be present. We're worrying about what might have happened, we're worrying about what might happen, we're into the to do list, and we're not here right now. And that's their big gift. They bring us right here, right now.
Yeah.
The love that exists is right here, right now in front of
Mm.
you. And if you can pay attention to it and feel into it, and part of it is being grateful for who they
Mm-hmm.
are, being grateful for the communication and the relationship that you have, and listening. How are you feeling today? Oh, is that a good bush to sniff? Are there extra good sniffs there? I mean, it picks up
Right.
both of your energies, right?
Yeah. 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 I mean, and it changes everything when we try to see from their point of view. Like, what is that? Because, for dogs and horses, I'm sure, I mean, they're bigger, most of them. Okay, they have the mini ones, but even the mini ones are pretty big. They're seeing life from a different point of view than us. So, what is all of the smells and all of the sights that they see from their point of view? We can just have so much fun, and it can open our world and get out of that daggone cell phone for a second, and
My
just see
goodness.
life the way it was meant to be. Um, Anyhow, yeah. Did you want me to? Do you want to see that last video of you guys? Because
Oh, I
it's
forgot.
so
Yes, this
fun.
was the
I think
second year,
everybody
the
would
first one
love
of the
it.
second year. I would
So,
love to share this with you. We have a thing called distance work. They call it gamble because you have to send them way past a red tape line. The handler can't cross it. And if the dog, which usually comes back to you, crosses it, you faulted the course. She was a champion at distance courses. She actually got what they call a master fast gold. So you can guess how many runs it took to do that. And people were amazed how this little tiny 7.5 pound dog would go so far away and
Well,
have such. And she'd come back going, "I did it! I did it!
well,
I did it!
let's
Aren't we great?"
let's see.
So
We're gonna
anyway,
see it right
yeah.
now. Here you guys are.
Counting off the scores. See how far away she is? Knows her job, way into the corner there, and then back
Oh,
out.
go Tinkerbell. That's amazing.
And it's all our body language, and I have to picture clearly, which we did, and she knows. And
Yeah.
look how
Oh
much
my
fun
gosh.
she is having. Look how much fun I'm having. But she knows exactly where. And this time you'll notice our eyes always connect. And that
Yeah.
was one of my favorite runs we've ever done because it was so connected. It was so smooth. I was thinking of her. We were listening to each other. Our pictures were clear. I was doing my job because they're here for us, right? They didn't invite us into their lives. We invited them into our lives. So it's our jobs as guardians and our gifts and oh, oh my gosh, I can't think of the right word, but it's our greatest blessing to be able to be that for them and to have that connection, to have that communication and that confidence to know you can learn, you can become a super dog partner, and they're going to make you better. They're going to make you better in every way. They're going
Yeah.
to uplift you. They're going to give you love. There's nothing like your animal. So
Yeah.
listening and going to their point of view would be my best, very favorite things I would love to give you.
Yeah, so I just want to thank you so much. So it's our time has kind of passed by really, really fast, and I just want to
So fast.
thank you so much for being here.
Thank you
And
so much.
um, I just in case people want to get in touch with you and maybe see some of the things that you offer, you want to share a little bit about that at your
Oh,
website. And this is
sure.
Tinkerbell. I love this picture.
I do too. It's one of my very, very favorites. It's such a beautiful shot. It captures the joy. It captures her beautiful hair going all the way around. I never did give her a puppy cut. She kept long hair all just because I loved seeing it that way and the joy. So I love teaching about confidence, and I have just a free conversation on Sunday, and you can contact me at that link, or my name is Diann, Diann, no E, at DiannAlexander.com, and I can send you the information, but it's going to be conversations on confidence at 4 p.m. Pacific time on Sunday, and it doesn't matter whether you're stepping up to the start line, whether you're going to have a job interview, whether you're recovering from a loss. The elements of confidence have so much wrapped up in with the elements of your communication skills, both with yourself and with your audience, that it becomes this fascinating conversation into learning about ourselves and to learning how to walk in this world with the strength and a knowing and that ability to listen, which is what most people I think miss. They go in here, I'm going to blah over everything rather than listening. And so, who would you rather chat with? But I invite you to come and chat with
Thank
us,
you.
and who knows what wonderful things may happen. Oh,
Yeah.
can I show them? Well, that's all right.
Wait.
Another time. I was
Sure.
going to show them the cloud.
Oh, I don't. Ah,
You know the cloud. It may or may
yes.
not show up.
The little tilt there. Wait. So, for those of you that don't know, Tinkerbell is in spirit. She crossed the Rainbow Bridge this past summer. But this cloud, Diann, I showed it to me. Can you see the eyes and the nose of Tinkerbell running in the sky, sending a
And
message
the
to
hair and the
Diane?
paws out front.
I mean, isn't that just amazing? So we get
So it's
also, even though this isn't about messages and about life after life, we
no, no,
get
no.
them and we get them from, and it's just such a gift. And Tinkerbell is everywhere. I mean, she's just so
She is.
amazing.
And from the first divine inspiration I got to afterwards to know, yep, that's what we did. This is our journey. I really say dig in, enjoy. There's such a gift for you right behind those little beautiful eyes. So
And so this is Dodie. Hi, Dodie. Thank
Hi,
you.
Dodie.
So nice that you're here with us. Didn't know you were here. So, yes, thank you so much for being with us. And Diann, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us. I hope you return, and because you have so many wonderful things that have to do with animals and humans. And I just, oh, wait, there's somebody else.
Ooh,
Oh, it's Dodie again. She's so fun. Hi,
she
ladies.
totally
Hi,
is fun.
Hi, Dr. Dodie. So thank you again, Diann, for being here. I just am so honored that you're here. And if you guys want to contact Diann and learn about some of the offerings she has to help you become more confident in whatever you do, from working with your animals to doing lives like this kind of stuff, to being on stage, to anything, just confident in your life and in who you are. She's the woman, whoops, to see.
That's right.
And
Confidence.
over a little bit. Where
Whoops.
there? There you
Oop.
go.
It's
And
backwards.
Tinkerbell's always here. So
Yep.
I thank you so much again for being with us, and we'll see you guys next week, maybe for Halloween.
Next
Who knows?
week.
Oh, I don't want to do.
Blessings and thanks,
And
everyone.
thanks again. Take care, and we will be seeing you. Have fun with your animals and with each other. Thanks so much. Thank you, Diann.
Thank you, Janet.